Michael Mawan, welcome to the Big Guard
Yes, sir.
Recovery Trailer. We're here with Jeremy Maclin, head coach, Kirkwood football. We came through today, got you guys recovery before you guys game tomorrow against Marquette, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, man, just talk to us about, what you like so far about your players being able to go through an experience like this.
I think I think me as a coach and just being around athletics in general, man, you just always looking for ways to help your kid, recover and find different things to help them be in the best possible position, right, to go out there and perform. So, I mean, of course, we do Normatec, we do some of the things, but we don't have access to cryos. And I think for me, that was kind of the selling point, right? Everything else is great, but I when I was in the league, it was kind of making its round. It was kind of becoming big, man, and I would do it, and I would feel better, man. And it was kind of a great alternative to kind of your old-fashioned ice bath, right? And you don't have to get wet. You don't have to sit in there for 12 minutes. So, for me, this worked out better for me. So I want to give my kids a chance to experience it.
All right, man. And I thank you for giving us a chance to bring it here. Our slogan is "Earn Your Edge," so you can see that's kind of around the trailer, man. It's like trademark slogan for the Big Guard Recovery Trailers. The day before a game, how would Jeremy Macklin define earning your edge as an athlete every day and leading up to the preparation for game day?
Well, I think it's about putting yourself in the best possible position to succeed, and I think it's everything you take into account, right? It's how well you practice, how well you prepare, right? It's are you getting enough sleep, how well you take care of your body, how well are you recovering,
Right.
but also, man, like, are you hydrating, right? Are you doing everything you can to put yourself in position to be successful? And I think that's how you earn your edge. Um, you know, People say that like there's certain things that you can't teach, right? I believe everything you can teach everything, right? It's just all about creating those habits, right? Creating those habits and really finding what works for you, right? To give yourself, like you said, that edge. And in the game of football, man, it's how well you prepare, right? How hard you work, how well you recover. Are you doing all the little things, eating, sleeping, hydrating, and then to put yourself in a position to be successful?
Cool. So no, I definitely wanted to just hear about some of the habits because I know a lot of times inside this game we put a lot of our identity to it. A lot of guys talk about just the transition after they get out of the game, especially in you guys' position. You guys going from college to the pros. Making all the money in the world compared to a regular civilian, which you are now. But what made you come back home and come back to Kirkwood and go back to getting the 9 to 5?
Well, this place is home, and that's why I came back home. But when I retired, man, and you just hit the nail on the head. Like, you get so many athletes that when we retire, we don't know what to do. And then sometimes you pick up bad habits, right? Sometimes you fall into depression, which I got no shame in admitting I did because, I've been doing something for so long, right? And all of a sudden, one day it's not there anymore, right? Every Monday through Sunday, I knew exactly what my schedule was, right? I knew what time I was gonna wake up. I knew what time I was gonna eat. I knew what time I was gonna be on the practice field. I knew what time I was gonna be home. And it becomes routine, right? It becomes your day. It becomes your life. So when that gets taken away, like you got all this free time in your hand, right? It don't really matter about the money. You got all this free time. You're like, well, now what do I do? So for me, it was all about finding my purpose. And I knew that my purpose was always to give back. In what capacity, I didn't know yet. And it just happened that my little cousin was a senior at Kirkwood. We wanted to move back home anyways because I wanted to be around my family. So I just kind of came home and hopped right into coaching, man, and volunteered my first year. The second year I was the offensive coordinator, and then my third year I was the head guy. So the transition kind of happened fast, but it definitely it was a big eye-opening thing for me because, like I said, man, I was sick. You had medicine in 5 minutes, right?
Right.
You need an appointment, you go do this. You need an X-ray, you got that in 2 minutes. You need an MRI, you got that in 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
My family needs something, need an eye doctor. Eye doctors at the practice facility come fitted for glasses, get fitted for braces, right? All right there, right? So I'll never forget, man. My wife, I retired, and I'm like, she had an appointment, and the doctor, and I was like, well, just call the doctor. And she was like, it don't work like that out here. And I was like, that was like my first dose of I don't play no more. Like,
Right.
these things aren't accessible to me anymore. So it was a little bit of an adjustment, man. But you know, I wouldn't rather be any place else, man. I'm home. I'm helping these kids, man, grow, mature, achieve some of the things they want to achieve in life. I'm doing it, for kids and with kids that come from where I come from. So I wouldn't want to be any place else.
Talk about the kids, man. It's a new generation. Obviously, hip hop changes probably, every 10 to 15 years. So not only the music in the locker room is probably different than what you listen to in your car, but obviously what these kids are interested in. The time, the attention span. How are you keeping these guys just focused? How do you deal with just transitioning to new generations and how you keep yourself young?
I think the big thing, man, is just sharing my experiences, right? Sharing my experiences and trying to give them as much knowledge as possible about the real world. Right. Because once you leave those four walls of that school building, right, that protective shield, right, is no longer there. And right now you kind of got to fend for yourself. So it's my job to prepare them for real life as much as possible. Now, granted, kids have changed, man. The world is a little different, but at the end of the day, like, if you got responsibilities, like, they don't change, right? It don't matter what you believe in, it don't matter what kind of music you listen to, it don't matter what, like, once you got these responsibilities, right? If you don't take care of business, right, you're not gonna have a job, right? You're gonna have to answer to the consequences. So it's my job to instill those type of things in these kids, man. And that's, and granted, you got to come up with new, innovative ways to do it because they are different than me. Like my coach used to tell me to go do something. I didn't have to question him, right? I was just gonna go do it because this is what my coach told me to do, right? Yeah, you like to have that, but at the end of the day, like, sometimes a kid wants to know the why, right? I got no problem with telling you the why. Now, when I tell you the why, now I expect you to have that same mindset. Okay, coach said do this, right? I understand the why, right? No more questions asked. Let's go do this thing. So I think it's finding that balance, man. But I mean, that's why we're here, man, to help these kids, man, navigate and kind of achieve the things they want to achieve in life.
And yeah, like you say, Kirkwood is home for you. You here impacting the kids. Just tell us about what makes this place special. Like, why should kids looking, coming from the middle school or, being able to be inside of the district, what makes Kirkwood the special place? Why people should not only come play for you, but people should want to be a part of this community?
Man, a couple things, man. One, we're gonna do it the right way, right? Like, I'm gonna prepare you for life. Like, that is my goal, right? Yeah, I'm gonna make you. We gonna grow. We gonna make each other better. I'm gonna make you a better football player. You make me a better coach. All these things, man. But it's my goal to prepare you for life. So if football's in your future, like, that's gonna be a part of it. If it's not, and you're gonna go be a veterinarian or a doctor or whatever the case may be, or a social, like, it's my job to help you prepare for that the best way that I can. Number two is, man, I got some of the best coaches in the state of Missouri, right? I got former head coaches on my staff. I got young, I got old, I got black, I got white. I got a lot of experience, man. And we take it serious, man. Like, this is what we do because we want to do it, not because we have to do it. And I think when you have that mentality, right? Like, granted, like, there's something desirable about needing to do something, but it's also something desirable about not needing to do it, but you out here volunteering your time, blood, sweat, and tears, right? Through the summers, through whatever it is, man. Like, we're here. And then the last thing is, man, I'm gonna work my butt off for you. Like, so whether that's recruiting, whether that's getting you an internship, whether that's making connections, right? I've been able to be coached by a lot of great men. Whether it's Andy Reid, whether it's Coach Pinkel, Deuce Staley, David Culley, like, the list goes on and on and on and on, right? I've had these connections and I got these guys that, that are also connected. So for me, it's a no-brainer. But at the same time, like, I'm gonna work. We gonna work, right? You gonna be asked to be pushed out of your comfort zone, right? This is not no, hey, I'm coming here to just hang out. Right. No, we're gonna get something out of it. Okay. Yep.
All right, man. We're here, with Jeremy Maclin, retired NFL player, head coach here at Kirkwood High School. Look, I want you to be able to tell any athlete going through the transition. They could be finishing up college, not having a pro career, or be finishing up pro, or even could be considering going into retirement. What piece of advice that you got for them in terms of finding a purpose and finding a peace in the game, in life after the game?
Yeah. The big thing is, and I said this last year after our Final Four game, somebody interviewed me, man, you don't run from the work. Like, you can't run from the work, right? You can't achieve what you want to achieve by running from the work. You taking shortcuts, right? Taking the easy way out, right? Trying not to do it all when you're supposed to do it, being late, you know what I mean? Things like that, man. You can't run from the work, man. And that's the thing about it, man. When you put the work in, right? The results are, right? The results are a direct reflection of the work that you put in, right? That's what it is. And that's in anything in life in general, right? You want to take it here, right? Okay, you got to work to take it there, right? You want to be able to do this, you got to work to be able to do that. And I think that's kind of gets lost in today's day and age. It's like, sometimes it ain't no work smarter method. The work is the work. So you got to put it in. It's that simple. Like, so don't run from it, right? No matter how hard, right? Right. You do that, man, everything takes care of itself.
Hey, man. Michael Mwan, live from the Big Guard Recovery Trailer. Coach J Mack, appreciate you having us.
Appreciate you.
Big Guard Recovery Experience, book your team, tournament, event. Come see us, man. Some of the best in the business. Got J Mack with us. We signing out.